Okay, now one thing we've been working for a while, and one thing I really want to call attention to is our outliner over here. If you're looking at your outliner, you've got a lot of P cubes and P cones and P cylinders and handle this, that kind of thing. Um, it's really important after you've been working on that kind of on a model for a while that you go through and you start to organize it, right? So if you were to hand this file off to someone else, they would be mad at you, is the only way to put it, because this is, you can see obviously what's going on in the viewport, but so when you're looking through the outliner, everything is got default names on it. So let's go through this and let's name it what it is. So P sphere 1 is the fuselage. P cube 1 is the, what is this? Like, I'm just going to call it a fin. I'm sure it's got a better name than that. And then I'm going to give it an underscore. Yeah, we'll just call it the parent, since this is the one that all the others are inheriting its shape from. So call that fin parent. And then P cube 2 is, we'll call that fin underscore B. P cube 3 we'll call fin underscore C. And the last one we'll call fin underscore D. All right, P cone 1 is booster A. P cone 2 is booster B. And I should be putting underscores in there. I'm sorry I didn't do that on the first one there. Booster C. P cylinder 1 is porthole. P sphere 3 is antenna. P cylinder 2 is antenna. Just call it the antenna base. Don't need an underscore. All right. So now that we've got all of these named, let's select everything from the fuselage to bend to handle. Okay. So we did rename some of these, right? So bend 1 handles doesn't have a name. What does bend 1 do? Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. All right, so we'll call this fin bend underscore bend. I know, great name. Bend 2 handle we'll call antenna bend. All right, now I'm going to select all of these guys, right? So from the fuselage down to antenna bend, and then I'm going to do edit group, which is also Control G, into one group, and we're going to call this group rocket. All right. And it looks like my pivot is already, yeah, so if you can scale it, your rocket, and it goes like this, that's good. If your pivot is not at the center of the world, what you do is you press, here, I'll go ahead and, I'm just going to move my pivot somewhere else, okay? So nobody's pivot should be out here, all right? If your pivot is somewhere where it's not, if it's not in the center here, what you do is you just press D, and then you hold X to turn on grid snapping. You click on this circle and you just drag it down to there, press D again, and your pivot is where it's supposed to be. Oh, and make sure you don't have, oops, get out of pivot. Okay, there we go. All right, and then rename group 1 to rocket. Or if your rocket is special and it has a name, you can give it whatever its special name is.